Hello guys, let's look at some markets here. Let's look at the indexes. Let me refresh this page. Make sure we get all the current bars in there. All right, let's look at USD index. So from last week, we've been talking about USD pushing higher. Now we've formed some kind of bull flag like this on it, right? So I'm still looking for USD to move higher to this level. So I'm gonna write down USD up. Still bullish on it. Let's look at Euro. I got kind of burned this week, last week on Euro because I was really anticipating. We saw the break of this trend line, and we saw the pullback up to it, and then it just kind of kept on going higher to these highs, and we're starting to pull down again a little bit, but there's really, at this point, no reason why it can't go higher. We still have these highs here as potential target resistance. So I'm kind of unsure about Euro for this week. So I'm not even going to write it down. We're basically tested this high and pulled back from those levels, but I think I'm just gonna wait and see what we do with this level. If we reject it hard, then maybe we'll go down. If we accept it, we'll probably go higher. So at this point, it is at resistance, but I'm not gonna act too much on Euro pairs this week. Let's look at Canadian. Canadian, pretty good week on Canada. We basically rejected that trend line pullback that we broke, and we're still following that head and shoulders pattern. And I'm still looking for these lows here, but this trend line here can also start acting as a potential target and possibly a bounce. So we're gonna keep monitoring it, but I'm still bearish on Canada, so I'm gonna write down CAD down. Let's look at British Pound. So British Pound still going strong, still bullish on GBP, and we're still looking for this target. So far, pretty good forecast here. Tested support here, and should be moving higher. So got the GBP up. All right. That's why GU is flat right now. Both currencies are trying to move higher. Let's look at Swiss franc. Pretty good stuff on Swiss franc, actually. As you remember, I drew this line where I said if we break out of this trend line, we're gonna pull back to it and then move higher. So that's really what we did. We broke out. Let me zoom in for you. We broke out, and then we pulled right back to it, as you can see here, and then we bounced up. So that little pullback that I drew here happened really, in one day and snap back. So it doesn't mean that we're still not gonna try to test these lows, but this was a pretty healthy bounce. So I'm still bullish on Swiss franc. So I expect it to continue going higher, even if we do pull back. So Swiss franc up. Let's look at Japanese yen, also pretty good chart. We've been bullish on Japanese yen, and it's doing what we said it was going to do, which is break out of this trend, and now we're kind of going higher. We can probably pull down to this SRS level and then move higher. So I'm just going to mark it up like so. And we're looking for a pretty big target. Let's see, where is it? Oh, all the way right there. That's pretty bullish. So, of course, the measured move is this. And we take that. Yeah, that's basically what I did. Now it's coming back to me. So that's a measured move. I don't know. I mean, Japan has a policy of a weak currency, so I don't know if that move is going to move. But so far, it looks pretty good, and I will be buying any type of pullback. So I'm gonna write down JPY up. Okay. Looks like so far only Canada is going down. Let's look at Australian dollar. So Australian dollar, I don't know if I drew this trend line sloppy or what, but we were talking about, when we started talking about AUD right here, I said that, you know, we have, it wants to go either up or down, either down to this trend channel here or up. So I wasn't very excited about Australian dollar as far as trading it, because it was in the middle of this range. And I said that I would be getting interested once it reached that trend line. So now that it has, I want to start looking for some longs, and let me see if I, yeah, somewhere around here, it's fine. And so even though we're going down right now, technically, Australian dollar should be bouncing off of this trend line, but we are making these lower highs, as you can see. So I'm gonna say up, and I want to see this green trend line. Let me make it a little bit thicker. I want to see a test of it, and if we cannot break that, then we can probably start moving lower. But I would expect at least to pull back to that trend line. So I'm going to write down AUD up. And let's look at the last one, New Zealand. Pretty beautiful here. We got, so we were talking about this LSS pattern. We broke it, and we pulled up to this neckline that we broke, and then we went down to this level here that we drew like a month ago, pretty much to the pip. And so this ABC thing I drew a while ago, and basically that's what we did. Although we broke down a little bit lower than I expected, we pulled back to it, that a short here, and now we're looking to buy. And I would expect, I mean, if we're not going to make a new low, we're going to test the lows. It's pretty scary to buy here right now, honestly. It looks like it's pretty bearish. But I want to see a move back to that trend line, kind of like on the Australian dollar, right? So something like this, I guess. That would probably be appropriate. I'm not going to be too eager to buy New Zealand dollar, but I'm going to write down NZD up. So between all these, we have UCAD up, and we're still long on that. UCAD is up. Then we have everything's kind of up, which is not typical, and it's not going to happen. That means that I'm going to be wrong on some of these because I have 6 currencies that are going up and 1 going down and another one undecided. So I'm probably going to be wrong on either Australian dollar long or New Zealand long. So I'm going to circle those and kind of be more cautious about buying those currencies. So let me focus now on, well, you have USD going up, and you have British pound up, Swiss franc up, and Japanese yen up, and only Canada going down. So that means that we're going to be pretty much buying every currency there and selling against Canadian dollar. So that means British pound CAD is up, CAD CHF is down, and CAD JPY is also down, and it had a pretty healthy move down. So not a lot of pairs to look at right now, just 4 from the list. But let's look at some of the pairs from last week that we talked about. We had a bunch, so I'm going to try to go through it kind of quickly. For Euro USD, we were looking for it to go lower, and of course that didn't happen. We had that big spike there, and right now we're back to where we were gonna short it from, and I would be interested to see what we do here. All right, so then we had UCAD going up, and that was obviously a pretty good entry there, and we bought there, and I'm still looking for it to go higher to the TP. So you just kind of got to watch out that daily, you see how it's hugging the trend line. Anytime it does that, sometimes it just kind of breaks it. So we need to be aware of that. Stops can be moved to break even on this long swing. And we were looking to short. Now, we had 2 possibilities here. I was talking about how we were going to either break that trend line and just start going down, or we're going to pull up to that SRS level and then start going down. So, of course, we just broke that trend line and never looked back. Oh, we'll look back a little bit right here. But, and it went down to 68 level. So that was a good move. For EG, also we were looking for it to go down. It did not. It tested these highs and the bank level here, and then pulled back down. Not really. Like I said, I was so wrong on Euro going down. EA, same story. It just went up, even though looks like we were talking about this, I guess, couple of a week ago or so. I'm not sure why I have. This was last week, but I have EA written as down, yet I drew it going higher. That's kind of strange. Okay. We'll see what happens with that forecast. GCAD, we said that it was going to go up, and basically did right from the get-go there, and still going higher, and will continue to go higher probably. AUDCAD. AUDCAD, we were saying that it was going to go up, and it did not. I think it went, pretty much went down the whole time. I was looking to buy Australian dollar, even though I wasn't really sure about it. But I'm not sure why. See, I had Canadian going down. Yeah, AUDCAD should have moved up, but Australian dollar dropped more than Canadian rose, so that's why AUDCAD is down that much. GN, we were talking about going up, and it sure did. We broke that trend line, then we pulled back down to it, and then we just had this massive move. This one was pretty big. This move here is almost 600 pips. Pretty healthy move up to 195. Let's see. And the last one we looked at last week was AN. And AN, we said that it was going to go up, and it kind of did. It came down here to the 110 bank level, pretty nice round number, and continued to move higher. So let's look at this week. We're saying that UCAD is going to go higher, which I'm sure it will. GCAD we're saying is going to go higher, and it's still going higher. CAD Swiss franc we're saying is going to go lower, and I entered that. I had an entry here, but I don't know. For some reason I thought it wasn't going to bounce all the way to SRS level, even though obviously it did. I went up to that bank level 78. So that was definitely a better short. So that was kind of my mistake, but it's in profit now, so that's good. We had bounced pretty hard off of this support level here, and I'm just going to mark it real quick here. Right. Pretty good support there, and so now we're looking for it to go lower, and we can either reject this trend line like this, all right, go up and then lower, or like if you look at the daily, we can just break this support here and just go down once you break it. So kind of like, you know, I mean, it really kind of depends. Probably somewhere around here like that, just eyeballing it. Right. So CADJ, we have it going down, and we're in this trend channel. So we have this SRS level right here, which almost looks like we used it, but not really. And so we're coming back up right now. And if I was to short it, I would have to look for a good area to short it. But I mean, this SRS looks pretty good because right now it's just rejecting that bank level. So yeah, this was another good entry right here. Got a little SRS right there. That one was good. Yeah, if you can just kind of wait for your areas to enter, right? People, a lot of retail traders, they trade up and down in these areas where nothing is going on, right? There's all this volume. Like who's trading here, right? And it's just brokers sitting there and making all kinds of commission profits from these trades. And you want to basically pick your entries and just wait for them, right? And if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. We have, if you're trading mainly Forex, you got 28 pairs. That's just major pairs to choose from. There's always opportunity somewhere. And if you go through them every day, twice a day, and pick those levels, you're going to hit some good entries. So that's my kind of message to you today. Pick your entries and ahead of time and wait for them to be hit, because if you saw this drop and you said you wanted to jump on it, and you said that this SRS level was good, you just have to wait for it, and you can wait for it to move up there. You don't have to place a pending order, and see if we reject it first. If we reject it, then you can sell any pullback. You know, there's almost always a pullback. You know, like even this pivot here, we started moving up for 4 hours right here, and then we pulled back. So a bunch of people bought there. Right? All right, guys, nice. I'm doing this video in 20 minutes. Perfect. Thank you very much. I will talk to you soon.